Okay, this is a lesson Algebra 1, lesson 47, writing any linear equation. Okay, I've taught you 3 linear equations. If you look at your steps here, the first one that I taught you was the slope-intercept form, and then I taught you standard form, point-slope form. There are 3 different kinds. Okay, these are the 3 forms. You need to be familiar with them and when to use them. Slope-intercept form has a slope and a y-intercept. Standard form is written ax plus by is equal to c. This is a form that we use also when we write linear equations, and we use a similar type of form when we go to advanced equations. And then point-slope form is when we have a point and a slope, but we don't have the y-intercept, so we start with this form. Okay, we're going to use each of these forms and then move numbers around to get the other kind of form. Okay, because a linear equation could be in any form. All right. So the big picture here is what equation are you going to turn it into? Okay, and what form are we going to write it in? Okay, so watch carefully. These are the steps again. They're on the board. You could pause the video if you're on the video right now. And I'm going to start. 3, 2, 1. Okay, the first two problems. Watch carefully. Pencils down. Pencils down. Y is equal to 2/3 x minus 7. So we want to convert this to the directions say standard form. So I look on my steps here and I see standard form. It says y is ax plus by is equal to c. So it looks like the x has to be on the left side of the equation, the y has to be on the left side of the equation, and then there's the equal sign, the c, or the constants have to be on the right. So over here, if I'm looking, the y is on the left side, so we don't need to move it. The x is on the right, so this I'm going to have to move. And then the constants are already on the right, so I don't have to move those. So carefully, I'm going to just have to move this 2/3 x. So I'm going to subtract 2/3 on both sides with the x. So it's going to be minus 2/3 x. Draw my line. These two cancel out, so we got negative 2/3 x plus y is equal to negative 7. Now, you could say this is already in standard form, but the only thing in standard form is we don't like fractions in front of our x or our y. So I need to get rid of this fraction. The way we do it is you just multiply it by the denominator. Because if we were to multiply by the denominator, I'll do it on here. If you multiply, you did a side problem, 2/3 times 3, you would get 6/3, or you could cancel out 3 and 3 become 1 and 1, so you get 2/1 or just 2. So we know that this would work, so we'd want to multiply the numerator, or multiply the denominator on both sides of the equation. So, erase what I just wrote here. So back to our work, we're going to multiply both sides of the equation by 3. Okay, so we have 3 times our first term is going to be just negative 2x. 3 times y is positive 3y. And then we have negative 7 times 3 is negative 21. Now we're done. We have our a is negative 2, b is 3, c is negative 21. This is now in standard form. Again, all I did was I looked at the directions, identify which equation it should look like. It's supposed to look like it's in standard form. Looks like it starts in slope-intercept form, and then I want to convert using math operations, so I subtracted 2/3 x on both sides, multiply by 3 on both sides, and then I got my standard form. Okay, watch me do number 2 a little bit different. Number 2, it says convert to slope-intercept form, so looking up here, slope-intercept form. So what I like to do first is figure out what is it supposed to look like. It's supposed to look like y is equal to mx plus b. So y is on the left-hand side, but we have a negative 5 here, and then looks like our slope here is not connected with the x, and it still needs to be distributed. So I need to do a little work here, distribution, and then I'm going to add 5 to both sides. Okay, so first thing I do, distribute the 1/4. So we got 1/4 x plus 1/4 times 2 is 2/4. 2/4 is like 1/2, so plus 1/2. And then we got a minus 5, bring that down, and the y. Then we add 5 to both sides. When we do that, we have y is equal to 1/4 x plus 5 and 1/2. And there's your answer. Okay? So now it's in slope-intercept form. Our slope is 1/4, y-intercept is 5.5. Alright? That's basically it. Any questions on how we do or convert problems? So each problem is going to be different. It looks different, so you kind of have to know where you start and what you need to go, or where you need to end up. So what I'd like you to do is 1 still 2 is how you do number 1. 2 still 1 is how you do number 2. Ready, set, go. Here we go. Let's move on to number 3. Number 3 is like number 1. I want you to try it out on your whiteboards. What's the form you are supposed to be turning it into? What does it say? Standard. So you are all turning it into standard form. Turn to your neighbor and tell him what the form should look like. Alright, go. And it's all equal to 77. Okay, so if you made a mistake, can you please redo it? There were a lot of you that made mistakes. Please redo it on your whiteboard. Do it correctly. I'll give you another 15-20 seconds to fix it.
Can you eat more bananas or avocados?
That's true. Okay, number 4. Number 4 now. I want you to try number 4. Turn to your neighbor. Tell him what form is number 4 already in. Okay, good. What do the directions say? It needs to be in which form? Slope-intercept. Tell him what form it's supposed to look like.
Y equals mx plus b.
Okay, go. Everyone's doing this one. Ready, set, go. Big one. So, answers down. Don't erase them. Let me show you how to do it. First thing you do is you distribute the 4/3. Shh. Hey. Okay, distribute the 4/3. So it's going to be 4/3 x. Then we got 4/3 times -2 is going to be -8/3. Then we have the y plus 3 on the left. Then you subtract 3 on both sides. Now this one gets a little tricky, right? Because we have -8/3 minus 3. So we have to think aside from. We have -8/3 minus 3. Now we have a fraction minus a whole number. So we have to make the whole number a fraction. Put a 1 in it. Whenever we add and subtract fractions, look over here. Listen up. Whenever you have fractions, you have to be able to have the same denominator. So 1 and 3 are not the same. So the common denominator is 3. So I'm going to change 1 to 3. I'm going to multiply the second fraction by 3. So it's going to be really -8/3 minus. You're not supposed to erase your boards yet. 3 in the denominator. So 3 times 3 is 9. So -8 minus 9 is -17/3. We have the 4/3 x. I'm sorry. Equals all of that equals to y. So this could be an answer. I'll also take this as a reduced or a mixed number. So it's going to be -17/3. You should know how to convert. It's going to be -5 2/3. Okay, so we have y is equal to 4/3 x minus 5 2/3. And that's it. Okay? So if you made a mistake on the last one on your whiteboards, please fix it. I think a lot of you did, so I'd like you to do it from the beginning on your whiteboards. Just practice. I'll give you 30 seconds. Everyone's quietly working right now. Ready? Go. Okay, I'm going to give you one more example. Here we go. Number 5 now. So let's pretend that number 5 is as follows. Let's call this number 5. We're going to keep the same directions. Convert to standard form. So it has to look like ax plus by equals to c. Let's say I gave you a point. Let's say I gave you a point 1, 2, and our slope is 4. Okay? Convert this to standard form. Now this is kind of crazy, right? Do we have a slope? Do we have a y-intercept? No. So can we use slope-intercept form?
No.
No. Standard form. Standard form, we can't use it at all right now, right? What about point slope form? Can we use that to start with?
No.
Do we have a point?
Yeah.
Do we have a slope?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we can start with that. So I would start, we know that this is our x1, this is our y1. So start with y minus y1 is equal to m times the quantity of x minus x1. And then we're going to plug it in. So we got y minus 2 is equal to m, which is times x minus x1. x1 is 1. Right? Okay? So all you got to do now is give it to me in standard form. Can we do that? So first thing you want to do is distribute the 4. So we got 4x minus 4, y minus 2. Now carefully looking here, I want my final answer to look like this. ax plus by is equal to c. Okay? And right now we have our y is on the left-hand side, just like it's supposed to be. Our x is not on the left-hand side. X is on the right-hand side. So the first thing I want to do is subtract 4x on both sides. And the other thing I'm looking at is my constants. They all have to be on the right-hand side of the equation. And I have a constant here and here. There's only one on the right-hand side. So I want to move this one to the right-hand side. So I'm going to do the opposite, which is add 2 to both sides. And when I do that, we have the following. We're going to do 2 steps at once. The 4x's and the 2's cancel out. So we have negative 4x plus y is equal to negative 2. Some of you had that, right? Okay, now it is in standard form. So, and then you could even put a little 1 here if you wanted, just so you know what your b was, okay? That's it. So, if you did it incorrectly, I'd like you to fix it, okay? Even if you made some silly mistake. Okay? Give you a few seconds to finish that off. Ready, set, go.